All right, so I think we're recording. Let me exit this again just to make sure. I can never tell with Zoom anymore because of the fact that there we go. All right, so am I recording? I'll share. Yes, I'm recording. Okay. All right. So share. Yeah, it's recording. All right, sorry for that. I'm old and I have to figure some stuff out. All right, well, this is Nicole Whitlock and Renata Darden with Ecom Sellers Master. I was about to say Academy. And we are so grateful that you guys are here with us. We are grateful that we are actually in the final stages of this workshop. So here's the deal. What will happen is because you bought this workshop package, anytime we make updates to it or upgrades to it, add to it or re-record it, you will have lifetime free access to it. So as you know, Walmart is the up and coming platform. Hopefully this will be a blessing to you as the platform continues to evolve and grow. We will come back here and we will host another Walmart 90-day series, and you will have access to it in your back office, and you can register and sign up for absolutely free. So that's the great thing about signing up for our programs, and we are grateful that you did join us along this journey. At this time of this recording, we're at the end of 2020, which has been a very interesting and challenging year. So if you're listening to this sometime in the future, yes, 2020 was as insane as it sounds probably throughout the recordings. So what I do want to encourage people to do is that everything that you've learned, this can be applied throughout your e-commerce business. And so we're going to talk through all of the amazing opportunities that you have by becoming a seller on Walmart. And if you go back and you listen to session 1, 2, and 3, that'll get you up and going. And then just continue to be consistent in your business because, again, the next several months are going to be just like the last few months. People are continuing to buy online because we're still dealing with COVID. They're going to continue to buy online like crazy. And if you're listening to this at the end of 2020 or the middle of, 2021, I would encourage you to go crazy on Thanksgiving, New Year's, and Christmas because of the fact that people will not have gotten to see each other for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's of 2020. So they definitely are going to lose their minds in 2021 or 2022. And that's going to be a huge income opportunity for you. So be consistent in your business and be prepared to make probably double the amount that you've made in 2020, make double that, if not triple it in 2021 and 2022 during those holidays because of the fact that people are just so excited and rejoicing that they get to spend time with family. And they are, of course, grieving those who are not with us. So that's also, unfortunately, another income producing opportunity to be able to sell products that are memorabilia for people who are not with us that we lost in 2020. So with that being said, welcome to the Ecom Sellers Mastery Walmart 90-Day Intensive Program. My name is Nicole Whitlock, and I have with me my co-host, the wonderful, the amazing Miss Renata Darden. So today we are going to be first always starting off with getting a status update from everybody. We want to know, did you watch the last session? Did you source inventory, which is what we recommended? Did you conduct some product research, some deep product research? Did you research or test incorporating Shopify into your business strategy? If not, there's still time. There's plenty of time. There's always time as long as we are still here. And were you accountable to you? In session 1 or 2, we gave you the accountability checklist so you could check in with yourself on a daily basis. And that is designed to help you build the habits, the healthy habits of an e-commerce seller, regardless of platform. So my question for you is, what questions do you have right now? What challenges are you experiencing with Walmart that you need to get answers to, that you have questions about? Type those in the chat so we can help address those. So last week we covered Shopify. We talked about diversing and selling on other platforms, which again, Walmart is an additional platform, but there's others that are out there. We talked about reverse sourcing, and we did the review over the last 10 weeks of everything that we covered from session 1. So today we are covering hiring a virtual assistant, scaling your business, and some recommended tools that we think that would be helpful in your Walmart business as you continue to grow and evolve it. All right, so the first one is we're talking about VA. So outsourcing to a VA. Why would you want to outsource to a VA? One, so you can stop doing all the stuff yourself. Okay, I'm sure we're not just like, yes, I would like to like. It's not just outsourcing to a VA. It's just outsourcing some of your operations. So you're not doing all the shipping. So you're not doing all the packaging. So you're not doing all of the manual stuff. When you look at people who are 7 and 8 figure sellers, one of the things that you'll notice is that they're not doing a lot of the work themselves. They've put processes in place slowly but surely to be hands off so that they don't have to do the work themselves. So, a reason why you should get a VA is to multiply yourself. Just imagine if you're spending, I don't know, hypothetically 10 hours a week in your business or 20 hours a week in your business. What if you could spend 40? Somebody doing the exact same thing you're doing, you double your effort. Well, what if you triple your effort? And a VA can help you do that, even if it's not just a VA, even if it's an outsourced resource, it can help you streamline your operations and get you out of the tediousness, the monotonous part of the business so that you're not tied to your house, tied to your living room, tied to your garage, that you're able to have some level of flexibility and freedom, and your business operations continue to go on even when you're not available, like when you go on vacation or something, to increase your productivity and, of course, to increase your profits. The more stuff that you're selling, the more stuff that you are listing, then the more profits you're going to eventually have, the more products that can potentially sell, and the more products you'll have. Now, there are some risks to outsourcing to a resource or to a VA. You know, access and exposure, them accessing your accounts potentially, depending on how you set it up. It really does depend on how you set it up. So that access and exposure, you know, there's different stories that are out there of people that have had bad experiences with VAs, or had bad experiences with outsourcing, even if they were outsourcing to a prep center. It happens. It does. And I just want you to, you know, do what you can to do a significant amount of research and or do some testing, and never just walk away directly from your VA. So I'm going to talk about some strategies there. Time and timelines. So some risks that you might have is, again, if you're outsourcing to a prep center, you know, when they check in your inventory, how long is it going to take for it to go live? You know, and some timelines may or may not get met as you're starting to begin this process, or the fact that you have to take time to train a VA or train a resource to be able to do your business. It's going to take time out of your schedule to do these things. Money, it's going to cost some money. It's not free, unless you have kids. And I always say that that's somewhat free labor. I mean, they might torture you because you're going to lose some time because you have to you have to go over stuff with them 5, 6, 7 times, but eventually they will get it, or they will comply. They will assimilate to the Borg, for those of you that are Trekkies. Um, but, you know, it's going to cost you some money. So hiring somebody to do it, you know, I have some strategies on how you can pay for a VA. And then expectations. Initially, it's going to be painful. It's going to suck what you need them to do. It's not going to be what they've done. And you have to put processes in place so that they can do the work. So your expectations initially, you know, what you expect them to do and what they actually do are two different things. The other thing is, you know, I've run into situations where your VA starts off strong and then becomes weak. And, you know, and you're going to run into that sometimes. And so if you put processes in place, it'll make it easier for you to get another VA up and running quickly. So I'm probably giving away too much because I have a whole set of slides. And then the thing that you want to think about when you're hiring a VA is you want to separate your task of what you need done, because you do need to outline what your business operations are. Every little thing, and I do mean every little thing that you do in your business, you should be creating a video for that. There's so many different tools to do that. You can use Loom, you can use Zoom, you can use screencast, you can use whatever you want. But every little and big thing, you should be recording that so that that way you have a catalog of everything that you do in your business. So if you have to hire a VA, they can watch a video to get them up to speed. You should be documenting what you do so that they can step through that and know what they need to do. So there are differences in the types of VAs that you might hire, There are doers. Doers are going to be the most cost effective VAs. I mean, they're going to be, sorry, not cost effective. They will be the least expensive because it doesn't require them to do a significant amount of thinking to do the task. So if you're looking for a file clerk, it doesn't matter if you're a file clerk in a law firm or if you're a file clerk at the mail room in the at the post office, or if you're a file clerk in a doctor's office. File clerk is a file clerk is a file clerk. They're very, very similar tasks, regardless of industry. You could be a file clerk at a construction site. They're very similar tasks. So doers just do. They do simple tasks. Answering the phone. You could be a receptionist at a bank, or you could be a receptionist at a veterinary clinic. It does. It's a very similar task. So it doesn't involve a significant amount of thinking. So when you're documenting your tasks, you need to think about what are the things that doers can do that are going to make it easy. Thinkers, hiring a thinker requires that person to be able to take some information and to be able to figure out and make some decisions. And you have to be comfortable with the decisions that they make. So sometimes you start off with a doer that works for you for about 3 to 6 months, and then you start to give them some additional tasks because they've mastered the doer work. And so you give them thinker work, and the thinker work is stuff that either is multitasking, multiple things at one time. It is them having to make some decisions and do some analysis on their own. So thinkers, that is a different resource. That's going to cost you a little bit more money if you need a thinker. Okay. And then specialists. So specialists are going to cost you the most money. These are people that are doing some of the high end stuff that are specific and specialized to the things that you need. So an example of a specialist is somebody that might do your ads campaign. A specialist might be a person that does all of your graphics. A specialist might be your project manager that manages several VAs in a pool, and they are the person that's over all the VAs. So a specialist is a highly specific, like somebody that creates your marketing videos, somebody that does your email swipes, somebody that maybe they are the person that takes your photos of your products and does something extra with them so that your photos stand out. Okay. So think about that as you think about all the stuff that you do in your business or things you want to do in your business to grow it and scale it. What type of resource do you need? Do you need a doer? Do you need a thinker? Or do you need a specialist? And I always recommend get rid of, I call the doer work is the low hanging fruit. Get somebody to do the low hanging fruit. The low hanging fruit stuff is stuff that is many tasks that does not require a significant amount of thinking. All right, so there's mistakes when hiring a VA. So not knowing what you want them to what you want to outsource without going through and writing down your operations. And if you're a person that's just, I mean, this is a bad example, but it's a good example. Uh, so I was joking with a friend last night, or not last night, night before last, about looking for exercise videos for 2021. And I was like, okay, well, I'm sitting up here watching these exercise videos, and she and I were cracking up because watching exercise videos does not help you lose weight. There's nothing about sitting there watching exercise videos going, yeah, this was pretty intense. I think this will work. He's like, oh, okay, yeah. As soon as I finished watching the video, I felt 20 pounds lighter. No, it's not happening. So you have to know what it is you want to outsource. So if you have not documented what it is that you're doing, you won't know what it is that you need to outsource. So in this example, I mean, that's pretty much doer work. Like I could have gave that to somebody else to do. Not that it wasn't that important. Say, okay, I need somebody to find some exercise videos that are for beginners, that are free on all of these channels. Can you go do the research and get back with me? That's like a simple one. It's simple, and they could go and they could spend the time, because that would be 30 minutes of my time or 45 minutes of my time or an hour of my time that I get back to do something that's going to make me more money. Having somebody go do the research to find out what exercise videos are the ones that might be effective for beginner level people is not a good use of my time. It's not, and it's not a good use of your time. So figure out the things that you're doing over and over again. You need to write those down. Write them down, everything that you do every day, week, month, and then you need to sort them from the easiest to the hardest, of course. And then once you do that, take all of the doer stuff and start figuring out, okay, how much time am I spending doing this? Every single week, if I'm spending 20 hours doing this, or 15 hours, or 10 hours, or 5 hours, who can I pay to do this 5 hours worth of work so I don't have to do the 5 hours worth of work, so I can spend 5 hours on something that's going to make me more money or double my income? That's what you need to do, because at the end of the day, your time is valuable. You should not look at yourself as, oh, okay, well, I'm working in my business. No, you are literally worth, $100 an hour, $200 an hour, $300 an hour, $400 an hour. So if you could hire somebody to do 5 hours worth of work, what does that person, maybe that's, 5 hours worth of work. Maybe you're paying them $10 an hour if you hire a high schooler. So that's $58. And then at the end of a month, that's $200. So that's $200, you being a valuable person that you're giving out to somebody else so that you can do something that's going to double that income. Maybe you can turn that extra 5 hours a week from $200 a week to $400 a week. Again, the time that you spend in your business is valuable. Maybe you're unorganized. You're completely unorganized and you're overwhelmed because you just have so much. You keep having to keep the wheel going. So you need to create an interview process of the questions. So once you have a list of the easiest to the hardest, create maybe a list of 10 questions or 20 questions or 15 questions to ask a potential resource about, their capability to do those simple things, whatever the list is of your doer list. What are the questions that you could ask them around those doer activities? If one of them is product research, you can ask them a couple of questions, maybe 2 or 3 questions around product research. If a couple of them are around keyword research, or maybe it's sourcing locations or stores or strategies, then again, a couple of questions about that. So you need to decide when you're going through the interview process, what do you want and what don't you want? Do you want somebody that speaks English, or does it matter if they speak English? How much years of experience, what's their location, desired hours that you need them. So I will tell you, full disclosure, I have a team in Pakistan, a person in Pakistan, a team, a person in India, and then I have another resources in Florida. So my team is like everywhere. And the great thing about that is like we've set up a process so we can touch base some of them I touch base with every day, and others I touch base with once a week once we get a process in place. So you want to hand over bite-sized processes to them. Hiring, one of the mistakes is hiring cheap labor and then expecting everything. So you cannot hire somebody for $10, $5, or even less than that and expect them to do specialist work. You just can't. You're going to pay more money for that. And sometimes your specialist work needs to be done here in the US, and sometimes it can be done overseas. So you need to figure that out, decide how you want to do that. But you need to document your process first. The first one is, a lot of people don't document their process. And then not establishing expectations. So the expectation is, at the beginning of the week, like one of my newest resources who's in India, I literally tell her this is what we're going to accomplish next week. So at the beginning of this week, she knows what we're supposed to accomplish at next week, so that she is not lost about what the expectation is. I don't tell her what we're going to accomplish this week because I already gave it to her the previous week. So there's an expectation that when we hit the ground running on Monday morning or Sunday morning, that you already completed the other stuff that we had already talked about. And if you haven't, you need to give me a status update because we've been touching base every single day. So again, setting those expectations, and then that work schedule. So you need to know if they say they're going to work, 20 hours a week or 30 hours a week, that there's an expectation of that they are. How are you keeping track of that? And then how are you handling emergencies? So working with an international team, emergencies happen. People's sisters go in the hospital, different things happen, kids get sick, all kinds of, you have natural disasters in the countries that they're in. So what is your process for handling emergencies? If you know that there's some deadlines and you fully establish with your team that there are deadlines, because again, sometimes people are hiring international people, and sometimes they're hiring them in the US, but there has to be a method of communication and a touch base of some time to handle emergencies. What's your backup plan? What do you do? Is your timeline so tight that you can't slide it? So how are you handling emergencies, and how are they to connect with you when they have emergencies? And sometimes the emergencies are completely outside of their control. Like my resource always has problems with the internet connectivity where she lives. I'm like, okay, I can't control that. There's nothing I can do. She's got the best internet that's available to her. It's her country. So it is what it is. The other mistakes that people make is not diversifying the task across your business. So, you need to look at your task and make sure, sometimes you have the same person doing same person that maybe they have the capacity to be a thinker, but you keep them in doer work. And so maybe there's an opportunity to give that person work, and maybe there's an opportunity to take work off of another person. Or maybe that person, the other person that you hired, doesn't have the capacity to do the work you gave them. So you need to always be touching base with your teams just to see, okay, what's getting done, what's not getting done, what do I need to move, because you're not giving other people the opportunity to show what they're capable of. Not setting up your VA correctly, not giving them access to folders, or maybe you have to create a secondary account, a user account, especially to your e-commerce businesses. Not making sure that they have access to the tools. If they got a janky computer, like maybe one of your investments after you've been working with them for a little while, and there's an established trust, maybe one of your investments is getting them a laptop. And then also understanding that in some countries, depending on where you're hiring people from, Malaysia, Philippines, I can tell you that there's an expectation that you're going to pay for 13, you're going to make 13 payments in a year versus 12, because of the fact that you're paying for their income for one full month. So you have to be prepared for that person to be gone and that you're going to still pay for. So especially with, like, if you use Upwork, there's just a bunch of different companies, but just keep that in mind. Not listening to your team's feedback and ideas, that's a mistake. Sometimes they have some great ideas. You have to be open to, you can still have your vision for your business, and maybe your vision for your business, they can contribute positive input, or maybe they give you a new perspective on another way of looking at things. And then not sharing your business, where you're planning to go. What's your vision for the business? Where do you want to see them in a year? Where do you want to see your business in a year? How are they playing a role in helping you get there in 1 year? So steps to get started. First thing, document. Okay, I talked about that at the beginning. You have to document all of your daily processes. If you're trying to get some of this stuff off of your plate, you're already working 60 hours a week. Okay, one way that you might tackle this, and it's going to be painful, is I'm already at 60 hours. I'm going to commit to 1 hour on Sunday documenting one process. And maybe it takes 2 Sundays to document one process, but the process is documented. And I'm only taking 1 hour. So maybe you had a vision of outsourcing all this in 3 months, but maybe that's not realistic. Maybe it's going to take you 6 months to outsource it, because you have to document processes, because you've never done that before. You have to treat a business like a business. When you're hired into a company, whether you're working in an Amazon warehouse, or whether you're working at PetSmart, or whether you're working and I don't know, at HP and FedEx or whatever company you happen to be working for, or a bank, they have some processes and procedures that they give you some guidance and some guidelines and some things that they tell you to do. So why would you think that would be any different if you're hiring somebody to do some work for you? You got to have some processes in place. You got to document some stuff. You have to have some procedures. You got to create some folders. So one of my favorite things is to put stuff on the Google Drive and to use Zoom to record stuff, or StreamYard. So use some of the tools, and there's free tools out there. Loom is free. I think there's Screencast or something like that is free. So there's different tools, but you got to document it first. You can document it on a Google Drive. You don't have to go buy something else. Create a folder on a Google Drive, create shared access for your VA, put some steps 1, 2, and 3. What are the low-hanging fruit things? And get some of your doer stuff off your plate. That's going to double your income immediately, because if you're spending a significant amount of time doing the doer work, that means you're not utilizing your skills to their highest potential. You've got to get somebody else to do that stuff. Then the second thing is then be thinking about some of the thinker work. After you've had this person for a while, are they capable of potentially going to a thinker work? So SOPs, recorded SOPs, are standard operating procedures. That's recording videos for what those procedures are. So hopefully you have like 5-minute bite-sized videos or 3-minute bite-sized videos of what you need people to do. I just recorded videos this week for retail arbitrage research for us. And so again, recording the video, showing the example of what you need to do, and then documenting what it is so that you can hand it off to somebody else so you don't have to do it anymore. Okay, they do retail arbitrage research for us now because of the fact that we recorded a video and then we created some action steps for them to follow. So document that. You can reach out to different companies, Upwork, Freelancer, Fiverr, Online Jobs, PH. So I will tell you, I've not used any of those. I have them listed here, but I didn't use any of those. Sometimes you know people. I was a software consultant for many, many years. I spent a significant amount of time making friends with a bunch of Indian, I have a bunch of Indian friends. And so one of my Indian friends contacted me for Thanksgiving, no, before that, Halloween, somewhere off in there. We just got to talking. I said, I need to hire a VA. And he was like, reach out to my niece because she's looking for work. I was like, okay. So, and it's been a decent fit so far. Like she's really surprised me. But, there are people in the US right now because of the pandemic. There's moms that are staying at home looking for some extra income. You're going to pay a little bit more for a resource in the US than you will internationally. I will tell you that. But, I do have a US resource and then I also have international resource. So keep that in mind. And what can your bank account handle when it comes to resources? You need to test that resource. So give them a window, monitor their work first. So before we get into the test, if you're going to go with Upwork, Freelancer, Fiverr, any of those, give them a simple task. Like I'll give you an easy one. Find 5 profitable products that are selling for a higher price on Amazon that I can source from Five Below. So you submit a work order on Upwork to test a resource, and they send it out to the pool of people. And there will be people that will respond to that ad or that request. And so they're going to email you or whatever you say, put it on a Google Drive, whatever it is, those things. And you're going to see who actually did the work. Did some people stop at 5, or did somebody actually go all the way up to 25? Like they're ambitious. So they literally did 25. So they found 25 profitable items that I could source from Five Below that are selling on Amazon for a higher price. If they did, then you probably want to do the interview, which is one of the things we said. Write down your list of questions that you want to ask them. And then maybe you hire them as a test run. So my person I hired as a test run for 3 months. I gave her a 3-month commitment that I would continue to pay her for 3 months, for 3 months worth of work. And we'll see where we stand at the end of 3 months. So again, test them out. See if you like them. If you like them, then go ahead and hire them. And then understand what the guidelines are if you're hiring them from any of these platforms. Most of the time, you're going to have to pay them for 13 months worth of, 13 months 13 payments in a year versus 12 payments in a year because of the guidelines in the countries in which they work. So monitor their work really closely for the first month. Then maybe you lit up a little bit at the 3-month mark, or maybe you give more work to them at the 3-month mark. So maybe you just give them one doer task. At the 3-month mark, you give them 2 or 3 doer tasks. At the 6-month mark, maybe you give them 2 more doer tasks. And at the 9-month mark, maybe you give them some more. Or maybe you've given them the doer work that you want them to do. And at the 3-month mark, you kind of say, okay, instead of touching base every single day, let's touch base 3 days out of the week. Then at the 6-month mark, let's touch base once a week. And then at the 9-month mark, maybe we touch base twice a month. And that's it. So you figure out how you want to scale back, but make sure you keep your finger on the pulse of the work that they're doing, and make sure you keep your finger on the pulse of, the quality of work that you're getting back from them. If it's crap, tell them it's crap. Be honest with them. That'll save you a bunch of stress later on if you got to listen folks go. We've already gone through the listen folks go journey, and it happens. And it's just the way it is. Not everybody that's working at McDonald's is going to keep working at McDonald's. Okay. So it's going to happen to you too. So having processes and procedures in place will make it easy for you to bring another person on. And having your interview questions ready will make it easier for you to bring another person on. And then at some point, maybe that person graduates from doer to thinker, and maybe they become your specialist and you hire another person to do the low-hanging fruit work. The great thing is that if they become a specialist, you can allow them to train their replacement because they've been with you long enough. So I hope that is helpful. So some things that your VA can do for you, or a secondary resource, if it's not a virtual assistant, maybe you're bringing in high schoolers in your community, because I've done that before, where you have them do some work for you seasonally, like Q4, bringing in VA research for that. So I can do product research, create listings for you. I had VAs doing that for me all the time. I would literally take the photos and upload them to a shared drive, and they would go and edit the photos. They would rename the files. They would crop them, clean them up, clean up the backgrounds, all that stuff. You could have somebody do that. It's just a low-hanging fruit activity. Search for private label product ideas. That's one that I learned from Joy Packard. If you are looking to do some private label work, you want to see what's in demand, like she would use her VAs to go do private label research for her to come up with private label ideas. And it could be private label or white label. And then using that to maybe create a product and having your VA team to go do that work for you. Doing keyword research, maybe creating t-shirts for some of you that have print on demand businesses. Again, designing and creating t-shirts. I predict that the t-shirt business and or any of the print on demand business is going to be big in 2021 for sad reasons, because we've lost over 100,000, 300,000, sorry, Americans, and that's a lot of people. That's a lot of families that are still in a state of shock in the holidays, and there's just a big challenge. So there's going to be a lot of people that want to have those, memorabilia. Maybe they're doing a Christmas ornament to remember somebody and they put it on the tree. Maybe they're, doing t-shirts or, whatever it happens to be. Maybe they've made a pillow that, there's just so many ideas that people have. So print on demand and keeping that person alive in their spirit, I think is going to be huge in 2021. Customer service, you could have them do your customer service for you. We all get returns. If you've been doing this business long enough, you're going to have returns. You're going to have people that are going to need, they're going to have product, their shipment has not been received. A lot of that lately. Create a website. So you could hire a specialist to do that. Or maybe you have your thinker who is graduated from being a doer do some light website work for you. Fulfill Shopify orders. If you're not using a supplier that fulfills the orders for you, maybe you can have that person go in and log into your supplier back office and have them fulfill the orders for you if it's not automated. List on eBay, list on Amazon, list on Walmart. Create your Walmart listings. So this is huge because a lot of people are thinking about, okay, they've got to do one listing at a time. Well, maybe you're doing the spreadsheet and maybe you're having your VA populate the Walmart spreadsheet. Again, put processes in place. What are your procedures to populate the spreadsheet? What are you using for product resource? Have them do that research, that work for you, and then handle emails. So handle email lists and handle emails. So maybe you're emailing out to your list different things, especially if you're a person that graduates to having a Shopify store. That's another opportunity for them to do work for you. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. I want you to think about all the things they could do for you. Like they could do the cross listing of your products across social media. They could share your listings through Pingler and Ping Farm. Like there's a lot that a VA or a resource could be doing for you that will make your life a lot easier and will cause you to get more sales and to make more money. So if you're doing those things right now, really consider getting a VA to do or help you do those. All right, so the next thing is tips for scaling your business. So it's a lot, and I'm gonna try to go through these fairly quickly. So first, I always recommend that the first 3 to 6 months of you starting any business or starting on any new platform, that you reinvest 100% of the profits. And I know it says 80 to 90%. Some people need the money, but if you're a person that's able to just invest, you're going to scale faster if you don't take any of the money out. Because as soon as you make profits, you put the 100% of those profits in. So if you think about it, for the first 3, 6, 9 months, even a year, what would happen to your business if you invested 100% of your profits for 12 months and you didn't take any money out? You would go from maybe making an initial investment in your business of $25 a week to $50 a week to $100 a week to $300 a week to $500 to $1,000 to $2,000. Like it will compound very, very quickly. Investing in inventory that fast. Well, if you need to invest in inventory that fast, you definitely need a VA because you're going to have to do some more sourcing, not just physical sourcing, but also online sourcing. A VA can help you with that. So, when your income has doubled and then tripled and then quadrupled, it happens very fast. So consider reinvesting. I say 100% of your profits. We'll start off with 80 or 90 for those of you who need to take money out. But continue to do that and try it for a year. December of 2020 to December of 2021. What happens if you invest 100% of your profits in your business? If you're trying to quit, oh, you're going to be able to do it a whole lot faster if you're investing 100% of your profit and you're living off of your job income for 1 year and investing 100% of your profits. Like, you'll be able to quit very quickly. You'll probably be able to quit at 6 months. But, if you need another buffer, if you need to have another 6-month buffer, then just keep going, or a year buffer. Once profitable, invest in sourcing software and tools. Don't do it before you're profitable. Like, I just do not recommend it. There's so many different free ways and hacks, e-commerce hacks, to help you do some product research, that paying for software before you're profitable, it's just a waste of money. Don't do that. So once you're profitable, look for tools. We've got a list of tools that we're going to go through in just a second, but do that. Increase your hours of operations if it is doable, if you have the bandwidth, if you have the time. If you're currently working 20 hours a week in your business, increase it by just 2 hours. Add another 2 hours somewhere. Maybe it's another hour one day and an hour another day, and see what that does to your business. Maybe initially you're going to take that extra hour and work on your VA transition, and then you get that hour back. So you spend 3 months working on the VA transition, and then you get the hour back. So then you're back to 22. How does that change your business? How much more profitable are you if you're able to invest more time? And maybe if there's any way that you could squeeze in and go to 25 or to 30. So figure out where you have pockets of time. I will tell you, over this pandemic, I did some binge watching, probably not the most productive use of my time, but I think it was good for my mental health. So sometimes we do need to binge watch. Sometimes we do need that mental break. But, look at all of the time that you're investing and where you're investing it, and see if there's an opportunity that you completely overlook to say, you know what, I waste time doing this other thing every single whatever. Maybe there's a way that I can gain back some time, do something else. So, an example might be, some people buy, what is it, Hello Fresh. They buy meals, pre-made meals, so that way, that I don't have to do all of this, going to the store and then figuring out what we're going to eat and all this other stuff. They just get these meal packets that they can prepare, or stuff that they can throw in their crock pot. Maybe 2021 is your crock pot year. So you just do a lot of stuff in the crock pot and in the Instapot, and make your life a whole lot easier, so you don't spend as much time in the kitchen. Or, make your kids, if they're older now, pay them to do all the laundry so that you don't have to do it. Or make them do all the laundry because you live here. Okay. But think about that. Think about ways in which you can gain some time back so you can invest more hours into your business operations. Research or create private label products. I told you about the VA maybe doing some of that research for you. Compile a list. Let the VA compile the list for you. Maybe that's one of those things. So a tip that somebody actually gave me is they literally would open up tickets with all the companies I listed, like Fiverr and Upwork and Online PH, and they would have them all do a different task just to test people out, but they would actually use that information for something. So if you have somebody, one of the things is private label ideas, you give them enough information where they could actually effectively do that. Like, what you get back free information. I'm just telling you, it is free. Concentrate on niches. I think like I said, I think next year is going to be an opportunity for niches and for different things. But if there's a niche that you are well versed in, that you know about, that you spend a lot of time in, maybe there's something in the single moms, because I'm a single mom. I have special needs kids, so I'm in the autism or special needs community. Maybe, middle schoolers. I have middle school kids. So what do you know? What What is it that you already do naturally, or you already know about naturally, that maybe you could expand that and start sourcing for that particular product niche because you live in it. You're in it every day. It's part of who you are. It's part of your life. So don't overlook that opportunity. Diversify and sell on multiple platforms. So print on demand is one of them that I think people should consider in 2021. I think that's probably going to be the big thing. And I think bundles, those are the two that I think are going to be big in 2021, and probably subscription boxes. Those are the three. But I think those are ones that are an opportunity for you to expand and do some more in your business. Again, hiring a VA to do your doer list so that you can expand onto another platform and not be totally stressed out. Optimize your ROI. So where there is an opportunity to take advantage of coupons, cashbacks, rebates, clearance, gift cards, do that. Liquidation, store closings, we know there's a lot of it. That gives you the opportunity to acquire inventory at a lower price, which means, again, now you don't have to worry about, what to sell. So right now, I can tell you there's a bunch of Christmas that's on clearance. And there's a lot of people that are not paying attention to that. There's a bunch of Christmas that's on clearance early. Will it be a lower price after Christmas? Absolutely. So taking advantage of grabbing Christmas inventory now or grabbing it later and being able to sell it next year, you'll probably be able to sell some of it below wholesale. So don't overlook the opportunity to acquire inventory. If you're a private labeler or if you're a wholesaler or whatever, sometimes going in and doing a little bit of retail arbitrage can actually pay you back big dollars, and vice versa. If you're a retail arbitrager, sometimes going and getting some wholesale or doing some white label could make you a bunch of money and also save you some time. The operations of each one of them is slightly different, but there are some similarities. Hire a personal helper. So I mentioned at the beginning, like I talked about VA or other helper. This is where I'm talking about other helper. So I had a very interesting conversation. I've mentioned this multiple times about how I hire high schoolers, like not just in this talk, like in several other talks. And hiring high schoolers right now, high schoolers definitely want to get away from their parents. In the middle of this pandemic, they want to get away. And so hiring a high schooler, paying them a Little Caesars pizza, which is $5, and a 6-pack of soda. Like if you have stuff in your storage unit, you have stuff in your garage, if you have stuff wherever, they can help you organize that stuff. You give them the work. They want to hang out with their friends. Give them the work. Let them do it. If you're comfortable with them coming over. Okay. We know that they are definitely part of the group that is spreading some of the COVID-19 very rapidly. I don't say that laughingly. I'm just remembering the number of emails that I get every single day from my son's high school about, oh, we have another COVID case. But hire them or hire somebody from TaskRabbit or Thumbtack. Maybe you do the task of having your first VA through research in your area. I'm in the DFW area of stores that have a specific product that you can get a very good ROI. And so they find all the locations for you. The VA does that. And then you hire somebody from TaskRabbit or Thumbtack or some other source. There's so many of them. There's Favor, there's Shipt, there's Instacart. There's all of these where you could have them bring this stuff to you so you don't have to go out. But again, or if you want a dedicated resource to do that, find a dedicated resource on TaskRabbit that all they do is they're your runner. They're your designated runner. And again, a high schooler is perfect for this because they just want to get away. They just want to be in the streets anyway. So they could pick up all your packages and then drop them off at your garage and you don't even have to interact with them. But look for opportunities to hire a local helper. And then create your own website. Shopify is a great one. You make a lot of money by having your own Shopify store. Wix, Weebly, all of those are great opportunities to make some money and to sell specific products. If you're going to have somebody do some research for you on private label or white label, having a Shopify store to be able to sell those products is a good one. Paid campaigns. So paid campaigns can yield you a lot of money as well. I tend to be leaning more towards the organic than I paid, but paid campaigns have yielded a lot of people a lot of money and they make people millions. You hear the stories all the time, Shopify sellers that have paid campaigns. So there's a lot of money to be made, and scaling your business by using paid campaigns. And then the organic side is, hiring a VA to do your Pingler and Pink Farm every single day. Like that's all they do. So if you have 1,000 products on Amazon or Walmart or Etsy or whatever, just literally have them in a spreadsheet. And then the only job that VA is required to do is twice a week. They're required to send all those listings through Pingler and Pink Farm for you. Pay them to do that. They're required maybe to share them on different social media platforms. Maybe you give them access as a manager to your social media account to share them to your store, share them to a couple of other places. An unsung hero that people always overlook is Pinterest. Pinterest, you can make a lot of money by sharing your stuff over to Pinterest. Get creative in your sourcing. So I talk about trade shows. I think we were into 2022 before we'll really see the trade shows come back pretty heavy. But for right now, scaling your business, you can, they're doing online trade shows. And so some of those online trade shows are sitting on inventory. They're losing money right now. So they are really looking for people to come and buy inventory for them because they're paying for space where they thought they would have moved that inventory by now. And it's just sitting there. So it's costing them money. So look for online trade shows. And then we talked about a VA, and then maybe move your operations to a fulfillment center. We talked about you being hands-on, you always dealing in your business. Get away from that. Make that your commitment for 2021. Make it a commitment to spend, maybe January just focusing on compiling the list. Maybe you work 1 hour a week, just compiling the list, doing a brain dump of the things you can outsource. Then in February, focus on nailing down, the standard operating procedures or whatever. 1 hour a week, recording a video. Maybe you record 4 videos in the month and 4 procedures get documented in the month. That's 4 things hopefully in March you won't have to do, or April you won't have to do anymore. Spend March finding a VA and maybe outsourcing, and so that you're not doing the shipping, establishing an account with a prep center, and spend March just doing that, push, push, push. And then spend April training your VA, making sure they're ready to go. So that by May, you're like, oh my God, all of this has been lifted off of me. I actually have the capacity to do something else. You can do something else? What? You'll be so surprised. So think about that. How you can gradually make 2021 your year of freeing up your time and taking the weight off of you and reducing the stress and all of that. So I think there it is. Sorry, these videos are out of order. So these slides are out of order. So tools, some of the tools that we recommend, eCom Dash, for those of you that are going to sell on multiple platforms. You're going to sell on Walmart and you want to sell on Etsy. Or you're going to sell on Walmart, Etsy, and Amazon. Whatever you want to do, Walmart, Etsy, eBay, and Amazon. eCom Dash can help you do that. It's a tool to help you manage your listings and to get your listings live on other platforms. So, look at that tool. Then Keepa is a great tool for product research. It's a great tool for people who want to, sorry, I need to space this out. I'm visually looking at it and going, what is happening here? So let me fix this. Select a single, and then don't know what's happening. But anyway, so Keepa is a great tool for doing some product research. Jungle Scout is also great for product research. Keepa is going to give you some statistical data. Jungle Scout can help you with some statistical data. Helium 10 can also help you with product research. So those are all research ones. Deliver, if you want to outsource to a prep center, we've got Deliver as one of them that we recommend. In addition to that, we have My Fulfillment Team. And if you're looking to expand into Canada, Canada is another one. Expanding onto another platform, expanding to Canada is another great opportunity for you to be able to, grow and scale your business. So with all of that being said, I really do hope that you all will take the rest of 2020 to kind of pull together some aspects of your game plan for 2021 so that you're not losing your mind and you're not doing some of the same things that you're already doing in your business. You have the opportunity, the capacity to change what's happening in your business right now. I know I'm doing the whole, I have to fix this because I'm OCD, y'all. I'm sorry. I have issues. Anyway, I'm like, why is this not going the way I want it to? There we go. So anyway, you have the capacity to change what 2020 or control some aspects of what 2021 is going to look like for you and how 2021 is going to function and operate for you. You do have the capacity to control aspects of it. I want you to control it. I want you to, yes, Nick. I want you to control it. I want you to do what you can to change your situation, to change your life, to scale your business, to streamline your business, to make more money in your business. There are millionaires that were created in 2020. There will be some more millionaires that will be created in 2021. And the first 3 months of 2021 are going to feel just like Q4. There's going to be an insane amount of shipping. There's going to be an insane amount of people placing orders online. There's going to be an insane amount of, unfortunately, COVID-19 cases. So take this opportunity to begin the process gradually so that you're if you're already stressed, you don't need more stress. So just do a gradual approach of an hour a week, just dedicated for this hour. I'm not going to do anything else but this one thing so you can begin the process of outsourcing. If you have the capacity to do 2 hours or 3 hours to focus 100% on outsourcing strategies and also scaling strategies, then do that. I do all my strategy work on Sunday. So think about how you can change your current situation and improve your situation and what your business could look like December the 31st of 2021. If the Lord says the same and we're all still here, what could it look like? So in 2021, we probably will redo this training. Again, you have the opportunity to come back and watch it. And you also have the opportunity to come back and participate. I want to encourage you, if you did not get started in your Walmart business, take advantage of round 2 of Q4, which is Q1, and make a boatload of money. Get your store up, get approved by Walmart, get everything going. Be consistent in your business. Consider investing in a VA. Consider creating your business operation, your standard operating procedures, SOPs, so that you can outsource. And then, begin the process of preparing to scale. Be intentional. Seriously, be intentional. Be intentional about what you plan to do for 2021. It doesn't always work out 100% as planned. Trust me, I'm aware of that. But if you don't have any type of vision or goal for your business, then at least establish a vision and goal for it so that you can have something to aim for. It's kind of like weight loss. I can say, okay, I just want to lose some weight. I want my clothes to fit looser. Yep, that's nice. So is it a specific pair of pants you want to fit looser? Is there a specific shirt you want to fit looser? How many inches do you want to lose? Oh, that's getting too detailed. Okay, I like to stay in the vagueness. So I just want them to feel just a little bit looser. Okay, well, there's a lot of stuff that can make stuff feel a little bit looser. So be intentional. I am going to walk for 30 minutes every single day. Okay, all right, that helps. I'm going to increase my water drinking by 2 additional bottles. So I'm going to go to 8 bottles a day or 6 bottles a day or 6 cups a day, whatever it happens to be. Be intentional. Don't be vague. So if you want to change the situation, sit down and say, okay, I'm going to do it little by little, like weight loss. January, I'm going to do one thing. February, I'm going to do one thing. March, I'm going to do one thing. It's when we try to do 20 things in 1 month that it overwhelms us and then we become paralyzed. So, and evaluate where you are at the end of the month. And if you need to say, hey, I need to take 2 months to do this instead of 1, give yourself some grace and mercy. Take the 2 months. Adjust your plan for 2021. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this was a blessing to you. I'm so glad that you all went with us on this journey for the Walmart training. Like I said, we'll do it again in 2021. You're more than welcome to come hang out with us. And I am here to answer any questions that you might have. So what questions do you have?
I think I addressed most of them. The one thing that Janelle asked, she was actually asking about wholesaling, and she just said that she was trying to figure out how to move forward. So my suggestion to her was, she has a list of wholesalers that have some of the items she's interested in, just to get the accounts set up.
Yep.
And to start placing the orders. And I know we just did a listing party on Thursday. Tennille, I don't know if you're in
Academy.
the Academy. But
I don't even know if I put the wholesale list there, but I do need to do the wholesale list there. But yeah.
But we do that every week, and those are
every 2 weeks, yeah.
Every other week, and those are available. So that's a great place to start. I don't know if you have an idea of what it is that you are wanting to sell, but that's going to be my next step on Walmart side. I think that's a great approach. Every person, of course, that's our disclaimer. You have to find out what works for you, but because I've been onesie-twosying my way through Walmart, it's been working okay. But when I look at the numbers that these people are putting up, I'm like, oh my gosh. But I was doing Walmart as a fix to a very particular problem, which was Amazon. And so I started with just getting the things off of Amazon that were just sitting there and I was paying for them. So I started with setting up an automatic removal on Amazon. And as those things came in, I started selling them on Walmart. So I've been very pleased with the fact that I've had so many sales on the Walmart side. But my next step on Walmart is going to be to get things on the wholesale side sent directly to prep centers so that I'm not bringing those things into the house. I don't need anything else here. I'll continue to sell the things that I already had, all the things that I'd already purchased. And instead of using prep centers for those, I'll send those into the fulfillment centers and continue to get rid of those that way. So I have a plan in place. And I think that's what Nicole's been talking about is so very important in actually trying to build and scale, is making sure that you lay the plan out, you have a vision for your business, and you know which way you want it to go. But if you want to do wholesale, I know you talked about, you get the reverse sourcing piece of it. But with wholesale, you've got the people out there that have the products that you want and need at the prices that you desire. So it's really just a matter of pulling the trigger. I mean, there's no magic formula. We've got some great tips on, which of the accounts to get, and some people that have had some success with, what works. And so we can help you with that piece. But it's really just a matter of getting the account set up and placing the orders. So if
Yeah.
you've got additional questions about wholesaling outside of that, just go ahead and post them in there. Yeah, if you're already in the academy, those previous videos, Nicole says she hasn't uploaded the latest one yet, but those other lists for the wholesalers are already in there.
Yep. Yeah, they're already in there.
And so
I
just
have to
jump
go
on one of the Q&A sessions if you've got questions about those specific wholesalers. But we've got great videos in there about wholesaling, and I say you just go for it. But from the Walmart perspective, that's going to be my go-to. I'm not playing any games in 2021. I'm going to do wholesale to prep.
Yeah, it's gonna save you a bunch of time and stress too. So yeah, I just want to wish you guys luck, and then also remember, as an Academy member, if you need to, you can jump on any of our Q&As. You have the opportunity to join the start as a mastery and an Academy member. You get gain access to our Q&A, so you can jump on. There's always a live person. I'll be there at 2:30 today, which is in 45 minutes. But we just want everybody to be successful. We want to have more success stories. We know we have a lot of success stories out there. There's a lot of people who are very shy. They're making that quiet money. And so we understand that and we respect that. So we're looking for somebody that is an extrovert like myself that wants to share their story. So we can show people, look, you too can do this too. You can do this. This is entirely possible. But yeah, there's more stuff that we're adding. I'm so excited about all the stuff that we're adding in 2021 for the Academy members. And so we will put some of the wholesale information in the back office for eCom Sellers Mastery as well, so that you all can gain access to it. But we just want you to know that Walmart is just such an amazing opportunity, and their operations are different. They're not the same as Amazon. Their return policy, I think, is one everybody's like, what? But or process. But it's a great opportunity. So we just want you to keep going on Walmart because it can become something amazing. And find your groove, find your niche, because Walmart has the most opportunities to make money because they're not covering everything like Amazon is. They don't have as many sellers. They don't have as many products listed by third-party sellers. And so the opportunities are just amazing.
And if you're a bundler like Nicole, they definitely don't have as many products over there.
They sure don't.
You can take their own products and just make them, more convenient for people.
Yep.
To buy in bundles.
Yeah, and I will say this, there's a lot of talk out there about, Amazon continues to monitor the data of people that are sellers, and they jump on listings. Well, Walmart does the same thing, and it doesn't matter if you were selling on Walmart, if you sell on Target, like they will jump on some of they will create a product, maybe an equate product that would be equivalent to whatever you were selling. But the other side of that is you know, you don't have a competition, and nothing is going to happen unless you take action. So don't let somebody else steal your idea. I had that conversation with Amy this week about last week about an amazing product that I ended up seeing 2 years later at Sam's Club, and I almost passed out when I walked in. So if you have some great ideas, don't let that stop you. Your products will sell for whatever period of time, or maybe you will sell your product permanently to a store, and so that they don't have to create the design, the concept, and all of the other stuff. Which again, that's what Amy is working on right now, which is awesome. So get started in wholesale. Maybe do a little bit of private label. Figure out what's going to work for you. So, and my son Nicholas just came in here to tell me he's not folding clothes. So I hope that's helpful. Join our Q&As. Ask questions in the group. Send us email questions. Schedule a coaching session if you're part of the academy. We love to sit down and talk with you about your business and talk about strategies in more detail. And be thinking about what your plan is for 2021.
And if you've got any other questions, post them now so we can get those answered before the Q&A. Nicole says she's going to jump on that in about 45 minutes. So if you're not going to be able to get on there, make sure you post them here. All right. Well, Nicole, as always, you did a great job. You got lots of good information.
Yeah. I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year. I hope that you all have something amazing despite COVID planned for you and your family, or that you get the opportunity to see family and friends. We'll be doing lots of online Zoom parties. We're probably going to Zoom with Renata and her boys and have a Zoom party.
You can Zoom with me. My boys won't be here, but this time, look, call me first and then send me the link. I'll join in.
I'm talking about before they leave, so that way we can do a Zoom before they leave.
Oh, well, that'll be quick.
All right, well, you all have a blessed one. We'll talk to you later, and hopefully we'll see you in a future class.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.